Have you noticed your website traffic behaving, well, kind of strangely lately? You're definitely not alone. Welcome to This Explainer. If you're running a business, managing a site, or doing anything in digital marketing, you've absolutely felt the ground moving beneath your feet recently. Traditional search engines just aren't doing what they used to do. The old playbooks? Yeah, they're giving you diminishing returns. So today, we're going to unpack a highly practical blueprint for not just surviving, but actually thriving in this massive shift from traditional search to AI-driven models. We're looking at a fascinating source that reveals exactly how to structure your site so AI actually recommends you to buyers instead of just completely ignoring you. Okay, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the AI search takeover, decode the new acronyms SEO, AEO, and GEO, look at why traffic is fundamentally changing, and then we'll dive into the million-dollar blueprint and the essential rules for future-proofing your site. Right, let's jump straight into section 1, the AI search takeover, and figure out if traditional search traffic is actually vanishing. Our source material asks this exact, very direct question. And honestly, the answer is an absolute, undeniable yes. The digital search landscape is undergoing a massive shift right now. For the longest time, the ultimate goal was optimizing your landing page just to rank, crossing your fingers and hoping to be that top blue link. But that's just not enough anymore. AI isn't some fleeting trend. It is actively rewiring how we find information, how we solve problems, and ultimately how we buy things. People don't want to sift through a list of links anymore. They want immediate synthesis. They want the answer handed directly to them, specifically tailored to their exact, highly specific situation. Moving on to section 2, SEO, AEO, and GEO. Let's decode this new alphabet soup of search. You essentially have 3 totally distinct playbooks you need to juggle now. Let's break them down simply. First up, good old SEO, search engine optimization. Think of SEO like fighting for the biggest, flashiest billboard on a crowded highway. You're targeting ranked links using keywords, backlinks, and site speed. Then we have AEO, answer engine optimization. This is all about being that quick, definitive answer when someone asks a voice assistant a straightforward question. It relies heavily on concise Q&A formats. But then there's the wild card for the future, GEO, generative engine optimization. This is a completely different ballgame. GEO is all about getting cited and recommended by advanced AI models like ChatGPT or Claude. And guess what? They do not care about your keyword stuffing at all. They want authoritative sources, original data, and deep, deep expert trust so they can confidently synthesize complex answers for their users. Which brings us to section 3, why traffic is changing and the really high stakes of this new landscape. It really boils down to 2 huge shifts. First, zero-click searches. Traditional search engines are now slapping AI overviews right at the absolute top of the page, so users get their direct answers instantly without ever having to click a link to visit a website. Second shift, conversational discovery. Consumers are leaning entirely into conversational AI to research and compare products. Instead of typing a choppy phrase like best running shoes into a search bar, users are having deep back-and-forth chats with an AI about their exact arch support needs, their weekly mileage, even the rocky terrain where they live. Search isn't a query anymore. It's a full-on conversation. And this creates what industry experts are calling the traffic deficit. This is absolutely crucial to grasp. While AI referral traffic might have a lower total volume than what you're used to with traditional organic search, the user intent is through the roof. For you, this means quality over quantity. Think about it. If someone clicks through an AI citation after having a highly specific conversation about their exact problem, they are practically pulling out their credit card. You might see fewer total clicks on your dashboard, sure, but the clicks you do get are ready to buy right then and there. All right, section 4, the million-dollar blueprint, how we actually adapt to this new normal. The good news here, you don't have to throw SEO in the trash, but you absolutely must adapt it. The source lays out this incredible million-dollar landing page checklist. It's 14 strict non-negotiables to make sure your site isn't just some unstructured, painful-to-read wall of text that AI is just going to ignore. It covers everything from writing an H1 headline that immediately answers the buyer's exact question, all the way down to structured solution blocks, precise pricing layouts, trust badges, and hyper-specific FAQs. Every single element has a dual purpose. It helps the human reader understand your product, and it gives the AI crawler exactly what it needs to categorize your expertise. Let's simplify this in Section 5, Essential Rules for AI, where we break that massive blueprint down. We can distill that 14-point checklist into 4 main pillars. Pillar 1 is EEAT compliance, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Here's the secret. AI models are terrified of looking stupid. They don't want to hallucinate or recommend garbage. EEAT is the ultimate antidote to that fear. AI actively looks for verifiable human expertise. That is exactly why your page needs a named author byline with a photo and real credentials. It needs a proof block with checkable numbers from case studies. And, super importantly, a visible last updated stamp, so the AI knows your data isn't from 5 years ago. To get cited, you have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're a living, breathing, trustworthy expert. Pillar 2 is structured data. Now, AI models are incredibly smart, but they're also kind of lazy. They love it when you do the organizational heavy lifting for them. Enter schema markup. If you aren't super technical, just think of schema as invisible tags in your code that act like a direct translator for AI bots. It literally says, hey, this is a product, this is the price, and this is an FAQ. This also means using really clear comparison tables for features and pricing. AI engines don't want to read a paragraph of text to guess your pricing. A clean table hands them the answer on a silver platter, making it entirely frictionless for them to quote you. Moving to Pillar 3, crawler accessibility. Now, this is a non-negotiable warning. You cannot hide anything from crawlers. If your site is heavily animated with complex JavaScript that looks gorgeous to a human but blocks simple web crawlers, you are effectively a ghost to AI. You simply won't exist in their training data. You need a solid foundation of raw HTML, super clean text copy, descriptive alt text on all your images, and full transcripts right under your videos. AI fundamentally reads text. You've got to serve it up in a way it can instantly digest. Finally, Pillar 4 is direct answer blocks. This is a classic answer engine optimization strategy. You need to format your H2 and H3 subheadings as the actual literal questions your buyers are typing into chat boxes. So instead of a vague header like "our solutions," ask the real question. How much does an enterprise cloud storage cost? And then, directly below that, give a clean 40 to 60 word exact answer. Put this main answer block high up on the page, above the fold. By doing this, you're packaging the info perfectly so the AI can basically copy-paste it straight out of your site and into an overview or a voice search result. Now, quick caveat here, context is everything. You do not need to force this intense 14-part framework onto a simple Contact Us page, a privacy policy, or a basic image gallery. That would be completely overkill. But applying this strategic blueprint to your core sales pages, your in-depth guides, and your main money-making landing pages, that is what gives you a massive definitive edge over competitors who just have chaotic walls of text. Because at the end of the day, the stakes of this new search landscape are totally binary. There is no page 2 of AI search results. You're either the definitive expert source they pull from, or you don't exist. As our source puts it perfectly, your site will either be cited and recommended or completely ignored. So now that we've unpacked the playbook for the future of search, take a hard look at your most important landing page today. Is it structured to feed the AI, proving your expertise and answering user questions directly? When your future customers ask an AI to solve their biggest problem tomorrow, will it say your name or your competitors? The blueprint is yours to build with. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.